spiritual deception there. But I think they're already kind of hedging their bets with that. I've heard David Icke say now, he always used to say 2012, and now he says, by 2016, we're really going to start winning this thing. And so, you might see 2016 become the new 2012 or whatever. So I think it's, the bottom line is I don't know. And I don't think it's, I think God is going to kind of reveal to us what we need to know. That's not going to change whether we've got 1 year or 100 years or 1,000 years left. That's the reality.
Here, I asked him about his time in Korea and if that changed his perspective on any of this.
Yeah, when I was over there, I enjoyed the experience. I got to, my work schedule teaching English was really easy. I only had to work about 30 hours a week. And so I had plenty of time to kind of hike around on trails out there and listen to different podcasts by you or Alex Jones show or whatever. And so that was an enjoyable experience. I definitely think culturally, one thing I came away from, if there is going to be kind of this kind of pushback for liberty or for, against government control, it is probably going to have to be in America, because there's, it seems like in some ways the system is more in place elsewhere, at least in Korea. People aren't allowed to have guns. Even police officers, they have to turn in their guns before they go home. And there's no kind of expectation. There's just kind of, oh yeah, we do what the government says, and that's the way it is. And one thing that absolutely amazed me, in the school I taught at, we were using English textbooks, and they're made by American companies, but they're specifically international editions, and they are just filled with global warming propaganda, and people are bad because they're hurting Mother Earth propaganda, and it's kids get that every day.
Here I asked, so how do we prepare for all this, either spiritually or physically?
I think I've heard you talk about this. I've heard some other people talk about it, where it does seem like, the people that are Christians are being drawn more into Christ, and then the people that are, really into the world system are kind of getting pulled even farther away.
Right.
There's kind of that separation. And so I guess, reaching out to people whatever way you can. One thing I forgot to mention, with all the book orders, I'm sending out a copy of your DVD track that you made. So I'm excited about that, and I think that's a great tool. I just wrote on there, feel free to copy. So what I'm, the gospel is more important than anything that I've got to say, but it's, I think it can play its own little role. And one thing reading through the Gospels is that if Jesus had a PR person, they would have been pulling their hair out, because he did everything exactly the wrong way for what we think, to be successful or have a successful ministry, you should do things. He would get a big crowd and then say something controversial, like, you have to eat my flesh and drink my blood, and everyone would walk away. And it's just, but he understood the motivation of people, and he understood what they really needed and what they thought they needed and what they were there for. And that's kind of my reason for hope in a system where, it doesn't really feel like we could compete with, the mass media and all the other forces that are out there, is that, all of that stuff is still under the sovereignty of God. And there is, he can take a couple loaves and a couple of fishes and feed 5,000 people, and he could take a YouTube video or a book or something else and use it to reach people. And that's, it's not because of anything special that we have to figure out. It's just however he wants to work, he'll accomplish that.
Andrew's book is called The New World Order and the Eugenics Wars, A Christian Perspective. Andrew John Hoffman has been my guest. You can go to eugenicswars.com. That's the website, eugenicswars.com. You can also go to my website, nowheretorunradio.com. It's over there in the sidebar where you can pick up the book for $10. Give it to your pastors, your friends, your family, people that are Christians that need to be woken up to this aspect of everything, and to be done so really quickly and really efficiently with a lot of references. So check out the book there. You also get a DVD track with it, so you can't beat that. Thanks again to Andrew for being our guest, and thank you for listening. Good night.